The galaxy held its breath. News of the lone human ship spread like wildfire across star systems. Every fleet, every council, every planet that could detect energy pulses knew something extraordinary had arrived. And no one could predict what it would do next. In the Galactic Council, panic and fear had reached their peak. Alien leaders shouted over one another, claws and tentacles pointing, feathers bristling, scales trembling. Some called for immediate strikes. "We cannot wait any longer," one commanding voice roared. "That ship is too dangerous." Others argued desperately for caution. "If we attack, we risk annihilation." "We do not know what they are capable of." Amidst the chaos, Lyra stood silently. Her eyes followed the readings of her observation drones, watching the human ship move with calm precision. Unlike the Council, she did not see recklessness. She saw control, intelligence, and patience. The humans had left the uninhabited moon behind and were now moving toward a sector recently ravaged by conflict. Planets that had once been home to thriving colonies now lay in ruins. The aliens had expected aggression. They had expected destruction. But the humans had other plans. Through her drones, Lyra watched as the human ship deployed small energy fields above the devastated planets. Slowly, the devices activated, stabilizing atmospheres, repairing damaged satellites, and even gently mending the cracks in planetary crusts. The ship did not attack. It healed, it repaired. It observed. What are they doing?" muttered a high-ranking council member, his many eyes wide with disbelief. This is impossible. Humans don't act like this." "They are not here to fight recklessly," Lyra whispered to herself. "They are showing strength without violence. They are teaching the galaxy to respect them." Alien fleets hovered tens of thousands of kilometers away, powerless to intervene. They had never encountered a species that could command attention without firing a single shot. The humans' quiet, precise movements had frozen entire fleets, silenced council debates, and left the galaxy wondering, were humans allies or a threat beyond imagination? Meanwhile, Lyra's observation drones captured every subtle movement. The humans moved with a strange rhythm, scanning planets, assessing energy flows, and stabilizing systems with a calm, controlled presence. Their actions were deliberate. Each pulse of energy, each carefully placed device was part of a plan the galaxy could not yet understand. Messages were sent, but the humans did not respond. Aliens debated endlessly. "Attack!" one insisted. "We cannot let one ship dominate the galaxy." "No," another argued. "They are humans. They do not behave like any enemy we have faced. We do not understand them. Acting hastily could destroy us all." Lyra realized that the humans had already won, not through firepower, not through numbers, but through observation and control. One ship alone had changed the balance of fear in the galaxy. One calm, precise, silent human vessel had forced every alien species to rethink everything they believed about humans. The ship moved slowly, methodically, toward a critical sector where a fragile alliance had once collapsed into war. Aliens whispered rumors. Had humans caused peace or prepared a strike? Lyra watched closely. She saw nothing but measured, careful actions, nothing aggressive, nothing chaotic. The humans were not here to start a war. They were here to show that one species, intelligent and patient, could alter the galaxy's course without violence. Lyra's mind raced. Could one species, one ship, really command this much attention? Could humans really be so powerful yet so controlled? Her heart pounded with excitement and fear. She had read of their battles, their clever strategies, and their uncanny ability to survive impossible odds. But seeing it firsthand, seeing humans act not with destruction but with purpose, was something else entirely. Suddenly, the ship emitted a subtle pulse of light, a beacon that reached neighboring systems. Alien observers across the galaxy detected it. Fleets stopped, stations paused, sensors froze. Every species knew something was happening, but no one could predict what it was. The Council, paralyzed with fear and awe, could only whisper among themselves, "One ship, and the galaxy watches. We cannot stop it. We cannot fight it. We cannot understand it." Lyra felt a thrill of awe. Humans had shown the galaxy that power was not measured in fleets or weapons. It was measured in intelligence, patience, and precision. And as the human ship prepared to move deeper into the war-torn sector, she knew the galaxy was witnessing something extraordinary, a demonstration of strength and wisdom beyond comprehension. One ship, she murmured, and the entire galaxy is watching. We may not understand them yet, but we will never forget them. The human ship glided silently, its calm energy pulsing like a heartbeat, and somewhere in the shadows, Lyra smiled. She knew the truth that no one else could see. Humans were not just powerful. They were unstoppable in ways the galaxy had never imagined. The lone human ship moved silently through the galaxy, a single beacon of calm power in a sea of chaos. Its hull glimmered under distant stars, and faint blue pulses of energy ran along its surface like a heartbeat. Every fleet, every council, every species that observed it held its breath. One ship had changed the galaxy already, but what it would do next remained a mystery. Lyra watched from her hidden observation post, heart pounding. The humans had moved through war-torn sectors, stabilizing planets, repairing satellites, and carefully observing systems ravaged by conflict. They had not attacked a single ship, had not fired a single weapon. Yet their presence alone had paralyzed entire fleets, silenced the council, and filled the galaxy with fear and awe. And now, the humans were heading toward a colony under immediate threat. Alien forces, seeing an opportunity, were preparing to attack the vulnerable settlement. Panic spread among the colonists. They had nowhere to hide, and no fleet could protect them in time. Every alarm blared. Every warning signal screamed across the colony. The council debated furiously, as always. "We cannot let them reach the colony," shouted one commander. "If the humans intervene, our plans will fail." Another hissed, "Perhaps we should observe. Humans rarely act without reason, but what will they do?" Lyra's gaze never left the ship. She had followed the humans for days, and she understood their strategy. They did not attack recklessly. They did not fight without purpose. But when they chose to act, it would be precise, calculated, and unstoppable. The human ship slowed, hovering just above the threatened colony. Its energy pulses flared gently, scanning the planet, mapping every terrain, every weak point, every threat. The alien fleets that had planned to attack froze, unsure whether to strike or retreat. The humans had turned the tables without a single shot. Then, without warning, beams of blue energy shot from the ship, not as weapons, but as tools. Energy fields enveloped the colony's crumbling buildings, repairing them. Shields rose, protecting the population from incoming attacks. Satellites stabilized, communication systems restored, and the skies cleared of debris. The colonists watched in astonishment. They had expected destruction, yet humans had brought salvation. Lyra's drones recorded every action. She felt a mix of awe and disbelief. The humans were not just strong. They were precise, intelligent, and capable of acts no other species could imagine. The alien commanders panicked. How can one ship do all this?" they whispered. "This is impossible." Fleets tried to attack, but the humans anticipated every move. Defensive energy fields deflected every strike without harm. The humans did not fight aggressively. They acted strategically, controlling the battlefield while preserving life. Lyra finally understood what humans had always been. Not merely warriors, but masters of patience, intelligence, and adaptation. One ship had not only saved a colony, but also demonstrated a power the galaxy had never faced before. As the human ship finished stabilizing the colony, it emitted a low hum. Lyra could feel it through her observation instruments. The ship was signaling, communicating, leaving a message for every species to see. Humans were not to be underestimated. They acted not out of chaos, but out of principle, precision, and the ability to change the course of events without firing a single weapon. The council remained frozen. Whispers spread through the chambers. One ship saved a colony, changed everything. No species had ever seen such power contained in a single vessel. Alien fleets retreated, not out of fear of battle, but respect for a species that had rewritten the rules of engagement. Lyra's heart raced. She realized that humans were unpredictable, not because they were reckless, but because they were beyond understanding. They measured every action, waited for the perfect moment, and struck or healed with perfect timing. The galaxy had been warned, whether it realized it or not. As the human ship turned toward the stars, leaving the colony safe and the alien fleet stunned, Lyra whispered to herself, awe and fear mingling in her voice. One ship has changed the fate of countless worlds, and the galaxy has only just begun to understand humans. The Galactic Council sat in stunned silence. For centuries they had feared human strength, stories of war, and cunning tactics. Now they had witnessed it firsthand. Humans did not just fight. They observed, they protected, they calculated, and when they acted, the consequences reshaped entire systems. The lone human ship disappeared into the blackness of space, leaving behind stabilized colonies, defeated fears, and a galaxy forced to reconsider everything it thought. The sky was dark, filled with smoke and fire. The ground below was cracked and blackened. Ruins of strange alien machines lay scattered across the desert-like landscape. Some still sparked and hissed, smoke curling into the air. It was a world that had seen war, destruction, and silence that spoke louder than words. Rin stepped carefully over twisted metal, scanning the horizon. His boots crunched over broken armor plates. Every sound made him tense. He had been wandering this planet for hours, searching for anything alive, anything at all. The war had left most creatures dead, and even the air smelled of ash and decay. Then he saw it. A small movement in the shadows near a pile of broken machines. He froze. The figure was tiny, almost pitiful. It had thin limbs, pale skin, and eyes too large for its face. It looked weak, so weak that a gust of wind could have blown it over. Rin knelt a few meters away. "Hey," he said softly. The creature flinched but did not run. Its eyes were fixed on him, filled with hunger and fear. Rin reached into his pack. He pulled out the small ration pack he had been saving for himself. He hesitated for a moment. He had little left, but seeing the creature trembling, Rin made a choice. He tore open the food packet and placed it gently on the ground. The creature stared at the food, then at him. Its eyes widened with a strange intensity, almost like it understood more than a normal being should. Slowly, it crawled forward, shaking. Its movements were weak, but it reached the food and began to eat. Rin watched quietly. He felt something stirring inside him, a mix of pity and curiosity. This creature, alone and starving in a world of death, reminded him of the fragility of life. Then it happened. The creature paused mid-bite. Its large, glistening eyes locked on Rin. A faint sound escaped its mouth, soft and trembling. It whispered, almost in disbelief, "Rin." Rin froze. His heart skipped a beat. He repeated his name quietly, hoping he had imagined it. "Did you just say my name?" The creature nodded slightly, its small body trembling. Its eyes seemed to burn with an intelligence that did not belong to something so fragile. Rin took a cautious step forward. How do you know my name?" His voice was barely more than a whisper, carried away quickly by the wind. The creature did not answer. Instead, it looked away, then back at him. It made a strange gesture with its tiny hands, pointing toward the horizon. Then it crawled a few steps closer, its gaze never leaving his face. Rin's mind raced. Names weren't things creatures knew. This was no ordinary animal. Something about it felt different, almost human in understanding. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the ruins behind him. Rin spun around, his hand instinctively reaching for his weapon. Shadows shifted among the destroyed machines. Something was moving. The wind carried strange metallic sounds like heavy feet dragging over debris. The creature hissed a sharp, low sound and pressed itself against Rin's legs. Rin's pulse quickened. Whoever or whatever was coming, it was dangerous. "Stay close," he whispered. The creature seemed to understand, wrapping its tiny arms around his leg briefly. Its grip was weak but oddly comforting, like a silent promise of trust. The shadow moved closer. Rin squinted, trying to see through the smoke and fire. A massive alien machine, half broken but still active, lurched forward. Sparks flew from its joints. Its glowing red eye scanned the area, and Rin could feel its gaze even from a distance. The creature made a soft, chirping sound, almost like a warning. Rin froze, then remembered the ration pack. He tore off a piece and held it out toward the creature as if to say, "We'll survive this together." The small being accepted it without hesitation. Eating quickly, then looking back at him, eyes wide and alert, Rin realized something chilling. This creature was not just hungry. It seemed to understand danger, and it seemed to understand him. The alien machine creaked closer, its red eyes scanning the ruins. Rin pressed the creature against his chest, trying to hide them both. His mind raced. He had faced many dangers before, but nothing like this. A creature that knew his name. A world of ruins, and something out there watching, waiting, ready to strike. The wind howled. Ash and smoke stung his eyes. The creature made a low, vibrating sound, almost like a growl, and Rin felt a strange sense of hope amidst the fear. Whatever this being was, it had come to him for a reason he did not yet understand. Then the whisper came again, softer this time, almost carried away by the wind. Rin. Rin's blood ran cold. How could it know him? How could it call his name in this endless dying world? Questions surged in his mind, but answers were nowhere in sight. Only one thing was certain. The unexpected war that had destroyed this planet was far from over, and somehow, he and this small, fragile creature were at the center of it. He swallowed hard, gripping the creature tightly. The ruins around them seemed alive with threats. The fires crackled, shadows shifted, and somewhere in the distance a heavy mechanical footstep echoed, closing in. Rin's heart pounded. Whatever was coming, he knew one thing: he could not run. Not with the creature depending on him. And suddenly he realized this was only the beginning. The ruins were quiet, almost too quiet. Rin kept his eyes on the horizon, where the red glow of the alien machine had disappeared behind a ridge. The creature pressed closer to him, its small body shivering, not from cold but from fear or maybe something else. Rin lowered himself behind a broken wall of metal, trying to catch his breath. The creature looked up at him with those wide, shining eyes. It tilted its head, almost questioning, as if urging him to follow. He nodded slowly. "All right, let's see where this goes," he whispered. The creature squeaked softly and scurried ahead, moving with surprising speed for its size. Rin followed, stepping carefully over jagged metal and burning debris. Every sound made him jump. A falling piece of scrap, the distant hiss of smoke, even the whisper of wind through twisted structures. The world around him was a graveyard of machines, but it was alive in its own way, dangerous and unpredictable. As they moved, Rin noticed something strange. Tiny sparks, almost like miniature lightning, flickered along the creature's skin. He blinked. Had it been there before? He leaned closer, and the sparks seemed to respond, moving in patterns almost like signals. "Some kind of energy," Rin murmured. He reached out, but the creature pulled back, eyes wary. It was aware of him noticing it, but it didn't seem afraid, more like it wanted him to see, to understand without speaking. Suddenly, a low rumble shook the ground. Rin froze. The creature's eyes darted toward the sky. In the distance, several alien drones, small, sharp, and deadly, appeared, scanning the area with glowing eyes. They were searching for something. Him, the creature? Both Rin ducked behind a pile of rubble, pressing the creature against his chest. He whispered, "Stay quiet." The small being curled closer almost instinctively. The drones moved closer, their sensors glowing like angry fire. One tilted its head, scanning the ground near them. Rin's pulse raced. If they were discovered, there was no way he could fight them all. Then the creature did something unexpected. It let out a high-pitched sound like a whistle, almost musical. The drones froze for a moment. Sparks along the creature's skin flared brightly, sending out a pattern of light. One drone spun in confusion, its sensors flickering. Rin's eyes widened. "It's controlling them?" he whispered. He had heard of ancient tech, powerful machines from lost human wars. But he never imagined a small creature could manipulate drones like this. The drones retreated, confused and disoriented, moving away from the creature. Rin exhaled slowly, relief washing over him. He looked at the creature, which now stared at him with an intensity he could not read. What are you?" he asked softly. The creature's eyes glimmered, almost as if it were smiling. It did not answer in words, but it did something even stranger. It touched Rin's hand. A small pulse of energy ran through him, brief but powerful. In that moment, he saw flashes of images. Warships burning, planets destroyed, and a human fleet long forgotten. Rin stumbled back, his mind racing. The creature was showing him visions, memories of a past he had never lived but somehow felt connected to. It was warning him, guiding him, maybe even trusting him with something incredible. A sudden crash snapped him out of his thoughts. More drones appeared, faster this time. Rin grabbed the creature and ran, dodging between the ruins. Sparks flew from broken machines as he sprinted, adrenaline pushing him forward. The creature seemed to guide him, turning at precise moments, always keeping them one step ahead. Finally, they reached a partially collapsed alien structure. Rin pushed open a metal door and they slipped inside, hidden from the drones. He leaned against the wall, panting while the creature curled up at his feet. For a moment, silence returned. But Rin knew it would not last. The creature's strange abilities, its knowledge of him, and the strange visions, it all pointed to something much larger than either of them. Something dangerous. Something that could change the course of the war. The creature tilted its head, staring at him. Then softly it whispered again, "Rin, follow me." Rin's heart skipped a beat. It wasn't just a name this time. It was an order. And deep down he knew he had no choice. Whatever this creature was, whatever it knew, he had to follow. Outside, the rumble of the drones grew closer. The war-torn planet seemed alive again, dangerous and unrelenting. But Rin felt a strange determination. With this small, strange being at his side, he realized the air inside the collapsed alien structure was thick with dust and heat. Rin wiped sweat from his brow and glanced at the small creature at his feet. It looked up at him, eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. Whatever it was, it seemed calm now, almost in control. Rin took a deep breath and followed as the creature scuttled through the broken corridors. The walls were covered in strange markings, symbols he had never seen before. Some flickered with light when the creature passed near them, as if responding to its presence. He swallowed hard. "What are you showing me?" he whispered, more to himself than to the creature. They reached a large chamber. The ceiling had collapsed in places, letting in slivers of sunlight. Dust floated in the beams, creating a golden haze. In the center of the room stood a pedestal with a strange device, ancient, alien, and humming with a soft blue light. The creature climbed onto the pedestal, its tiny hands touching the glowing surface. Sparks danced across its skin, and the light of the device brightened. Rin stepped closer, heart racing. Suddenly a voice echoed in his mind, not spoken, but felt. Images appeared in his thoughts. Massive fleets of human ships once lost to history fighting against unknown enemies. Alien worlds burning, and at the center a small creature like the one in front of him, guiding the human forces. Rin staggered back. This is impossible," he whispered. You were part of this?" The creature looked at him and tilted its head. Its eyes seemed to hold centuries of knowledge, of battles and secrets long forgotten. Rin realized it wasn't just intelligent. It was connected to something much larger, something humans had once controlled, then lost. A sudden noise snapped him out of his thoughts. The walls shook as more alien drones burst into the chamber. Their red sensors scanned the room, moving too fast for Rin to react. The creature hissed sharply and the device on the pedestal flared. Energy pulses shot out in all directions. The drones froze, their systems disrupted by the strange power. Sparks and smoke filled the air as they tumbled to the ground. Rin's eyes widened. "You did that?" he asked, awe and fear mixing in his voice. The creature nodded, its small body trembling, exhausted from the effort. He realized the truth. This creature was not just a survivor. It was a guardian, a living connection to an ancient human force that the galaxy had forgotten, and now it had chosen him. The chamber door creaked. Shadows moved along the walls. More drones were coming, faster and stronger than before. Rin grabbed a piece of debris, a broken metal pipe, and held it like a weapon. He glanced at the creature. "We need to move, now." The creature made a chirping sound, almost like reassurance. Then it leapt off the pedestal, landing lightly on the ground. It motioned for Rin to follow, and together, they ran through narrow corridors, dodging debris and falling metal. As they reached the outer edge of the structure, Rin saw the world beyond. The planet was alive with danger. Fires burned across distant ruins. Shadows of alien machines moved across the horizon. Yet amidst all this destruction, there was something more. A sense that this planet held secrets, powerful and dangerous, waiting to be discovered. The creature stopped suddenly, its glowing eyes fixed on a narrow passage partially hidden by rubble. It chirped, then whispered in a voice that Rin could almost understand. "Past here." Answers. Rin's heart pounded. He didn't know what answers awaited or if they would bring hope or death. But he knew one thing. Whatever lay ahead, he could not turn back. Not now. Not with the creature at his side. He took a deep breath and stepped forward into the hidden passage. Dust and shadows swallowed them, and the world outside seemed to fade away. Only the faint glow of the creature's eyes guided him. As they moved deeper, Rin felt a strange energy pulsing through the walls, through the ground, through the very air. It was alive, almost conscious. He realized that the planet itself, or at least parts of it, were tied to the same ancient force as the creature. Suddenly, a soft voice echoed from the darkness. It was not the creature, not spoken aloud, but in his mind. Rin, do you remember who you are? Rin froze. The words were simple, but they carried weight. Truths he did not yet understand. Memories of human history, forgotten wars, lost heroes, and ancient powers surged in his mind. The creature had opened a door, and now Rin was standing at the threshold of something far greater than he could imagine. He swallowed hard and nodded, even though no one could see. Yes, he whispered. I remember. The creature chirped again, almost approvingly. Then, with a sudden burst of energy, it dashed ahead deeper into the hidden passage. Rin ran after it, every step taking him closer to secrets that could change the fate of the galaxy. Outside, the drones were regrouping, their red sensors scanning for life. But inside the hidden passage, Rin and the creature were already moving through a world of shadows, of forgotten power and of truth long buried, and somewhere, deep in the silence, the planet itself seemed to whisper, "The war has only just begun." The hidden passage was narrow and dark. Rin's boots echoed softly against the metal floor. The creature led the way, moving swiftly despite its small size. Its glowing eyes illuminated strange symbols on the walls, symbols that pulsed faintly as if alive. Rin shivered. This place, it feels alive, he whispered. The creature chirped softly, almost like a warning, then paused at a junction. From the darkness behind them, a low mechanical hum began to grow. Rin's heart skipped a beat. The drones were coming faster this time, more organized. Their glowing red eyes scanned every shadow, searching for life, searching for him. He grabbed the creature and pressed it against his chest. We have to move, he whispered. The creature chirped again and darted down a side corridor, pulling him along. The passage twisted and turned, walls closing in, sparks falling from broken conduits above. Rin stumbled, scraping his arm on metal shards. Pain burned, but he ignored it. He could not stop, not now, not when the creature had shown him so much. Ahead, the passage opened into a vast chamber. The floor was cracked, and massive alien machines, broken and dormant, lay scattered everywhere. In the center stood a platform glowing with strange energy, blue and pulsing like a heartbeat. The creature ran to the platform and placed its hands on the glowing surface. Sparks shot out, illuminating the entire chamber. Rin stepped closer, amazed. The device began to hum louder, energy flowing into the creature. Its small body glowed with a brilliant light, and the air around them seemed to vibrate. Rin's mind raced. What is happening? He whispered. The creature looked at him, eyes intense, almost human in expression. Then a voice echoed, not in words, but directly into his mind. Rin, the power of your ancestors flows through me. Together we can fight. Rin staggered back. Power, human power. His ancestors? He had heard legends of lost human fleets and ancient technologies hidden across the galaxy, but he never imagined they could exist here, in this creature. A sudden crash jolted him. The drones had reached the chamber. They moved cautiously, scanning for life. Red lights flickered, casting shadows across the broken machines. Rin's pulse raced. The creature hissed and raised its hands. Energy surged from its body, shooting out in waves. The drones froze, sparks flying from their circuits. One by one they collapsed, smoke rising from their damaged frames. Rin could not believe what he was seeing. The creature, small, weak, and starving, was controlling energy, controlling machines with a force beyond anything he had ever imagined. Then the chamber shook violently. More drones poured in, faster and stronger. Rin grabbed a nearby metal rod and readied himself. He glanced at the creature, whose glowing eyes met his. There was a silent understanding between them. Fight together or fall alone. Energy pulsed through the creature again. This time it extended its hands outward and the blue light spread across the chamber. Machines nearby activated, but this time they obeyed the creature. Rin realized with shock, the creature was not only powerful, it could control the very technology of the planet. The drones tried to attack, but each step they took triggered traps set long ago. Broken floors fell away, walls shifted, and sparks flew. The creature guided the ancient technology like a conductor, orchestrating destruction and protection at the same time. Rin ducked as a falling piece of metal smashed near him. He swung the rod at a drone, managing to smash its sensors. Together, man and creature moved in harmony, one small being guiding ancient human power, one human trusting instinct and courage. Finally, the last drone collapsed. Smoke and sparks filled the chamber, but the creature remained standing, glowing faintly. It turned to Rin and whispered, not in his mind this time, but out loud, "You are part of this now. You must remember who humans are, what they can do." Rin nodded, awe and fear mixing in his chest. The creature's secret was no longer a mystery. It was a weapon, a force that could change the course of the galaxy. But he also knew the danger was far from over. From the shadows at the edge of the chamber, a deeper, heavier sound echoed. A machine larger, more powerful, and alive with intent. The drones had only been the beginning. The real threat was coming. The creature's eyes glowed brighter. Sparks danced across its skin. It looked at Rin, and for the first time it spoke clearly. "Rin, are you ready?" Rin swallowed hard. He gripped his metal rod tighter. He knew he had no choice. Whatever was coming, he would face it. Together with this small glowing being, he would stand against the E.